No, we don't break the law. You know that. We bend it. To make peace. For everybody.
I'm so familiar with what you do. Your father invented it. But don't delude yourself into thinking any of this is for the common good.
What happens when the only thriving business in your town is human incarceration? And you're the one person keeping everyone from tearing each other apart. Welcome to Kingstown, Michigan, where the McLusky family has made a brutal career out of being mediators between cops, criminals, guards, and gangs. Over 4 explosive seasons, we've watched Mike McLusky navigate an impossible balance that's cost him nearly everything. Let's break down the complete saga. Season 1, The Making of a Mayor. Episode 1. The series opens with Mike McLusky working alongside his older brother Mitch, the so-called Mayor of Kingstown. They're power brokers in a town dominated by 7 prisons, negotiating deals between inmates, gang leaders, prison guards, and corrupt cops. Their youngest brother Kyle is a detective trying to stay clean in a dirty system, while their mother Mariam teaches at the women's prison. Everything changes when Mitch meets with a prisoner's associate to exchange money. The man, Alberto, betrays the meeting, follows Mitch back to his office, and murders him in cold blood while stealing the cash from the safe. Just like that, Mike inherits a job he never wanted. Episode 2. Mike steps into his brother's role immediately. He's got relationships with everyone who matters. Bunny Washington, the Crip gang leader, the Russian mobster Milo Sunter, who's serving life in prison, and various corrupt officials. Mike also takes responsibility for Iris, a young woman working as an escort for the Russian mob to entrap politicians. Episode 3. A meth lab explosion kills a mother and her young son, sending the entire police force into a rage. In one of the show's darkest moments, Mike brokers a deal where all the prison gangs agree to kill the man responsible once he's caught. Kyle and the police hunt him down using brutal tactics, and when the man arrives in prison, he's murdered exactly as planned. Mike warned this would lead to chaos, but nobody listened. Episode 4 to 7. The consequences spiral fast. Young corrections officer Sam gets manipulated into delivering contraband. The Russian mob, led by Milo's Lieutenant Joseph, runs sex trafficking operations that Mike tries to contain. Meanwhile, Mike works to get Kyle transferred to state police to escape Kingstown's corruption. A massive shootout erupts when Kyle and his partner respond to a situation, leaving bodies everywhere. Episode 8 to 9. Mike discovers Milo has been using Iris to gather intelligence and control politicians. Things get worse when Mike traces the corruption deeper and realizes the prison system itself is rotten from the inside. Captain Kareem Moore, traumatized from his work, begins showing signs of PTSD that will haunt him for seasons. Episode 10. The season finale delivers the prison riot everyone saw coming. Tensions between guards and inmates explode into absolute chaos. Guards are killed, inmates are brutalized, and Kingstown Prison descends into hell. Mike races inside trying to stop it, but the damage is done. 33 guards die, many are assaulted, and the prison becomes uninhabitable. As Mike and Kyle emerge from the smoke and violence, they collapse into their mother's arms. The McLusky family is forever changed. Fun fact, the show was inspired by co-creator Hugh Dillon's real childhood growing up in Kingston, Ontario, which had 9 prisons, and where his friends' parents were either prison guards or inmates. The series actually filmed at the historic Kingston Penitentiary, which closed in 2013 after operating since 1835. If you're enjoying this complete breakdown, do me a solid and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you want more deep dives like this, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss when we cover your favorite shows. Season 2, Tent City and Russian Revenge. Episode 1. After the devastating riot, the surviving inmates are moved to a makeshift outdoor facility called Tent City. It's brutal, overcrowded, and lawless. Without structure inside, There's no structure outside, and gang violence explodes across Kingstown streets. Drive-by shootings become routine. Mike tries to give Iris safety by hiding her on a seized boat in the middle of the lake, but she can't stay there forever. Meanwhile, Kyle starts his new job with Michigan State Police, struggling with the trauma of everything he's witnessed. Their mother, Mariam, is violently attacked and robbed in a parking lot, marking just how dangerous the city has become. Episode 2. Violence escalates when the Crips retaliate against the Bloods, killing women and children in a trap house. Mike realizes the only way to restore order is to get gang leaders back inside to restructure their organizations. He brokers an insane deal with Assistant DA Evelyn Foley. Arrest the 4 main gang leaders on weapons charges, let them restore order in Tent City, then drop the charges. The plan works, but costs Mike. Bunny feels betrayed when he's arrested at what he thought was a peace summit. Worse, Iris runs away and returns to the Russian mob, choosing Milo over Mike's protection. The episode ends with a tragedy. Kyle shoots and kills a fleeing driver during a traffic stop, only to discover a baby in the back seat. He'd just killed the child's parents. Episode 3 to 5. Iris returns to Milo and immediately gets pulled back into sex work. Joseph injects her with a tracker so she can't escape. Mike continues negotiating with Bunny inside Tent City while dealing with the private prison corporation, trying to take over Kingstown's facilities. The Warwick Group promises order through harsh discipline, setting up future conflicts. Episode 6 to 8. Mike searches desperately for Iris while managing escalating tensions. Bunny's family gets raided by overzealous cops, pushing him to his breaking point. He threatens retaliation unless Mike gets him released within 48 hours. Meanwhile, Robert Sawyer's SWAT team operates more like a death squad, executing suspects without due process. Kyle spirals from guilt over killing the couple at the traffic stop. Episode 9 to 10. The season finale reveals Milo somehow survived the boat explosion Mike orchestrated. He emerges from hiding and manipulates events to trade Iris for Mike's cooperation. In the final confrontation on Milo's yacht, he forces Iris to kill Russian mob boss Konstantin to test her loyalty. The trauma breaks something in Iris. When Ian and the police arrive, Mike sends Iris away on a bus to start over, not knowing she's drowning in drugs and self-destruction. Iris dies from an overdose on that bus, ending one of the show's most tragic arcs. Season 3. Bombs, Betrayal, and the Russian War. Episode 1. Tragedy strikes immediately when a bomb explodes at Mayor McLusky's funeral, killing Mike's mother. A new Russian mob boss named Konstantin Noskov has taken over, and he's even more ruthless than Milo. He murders Tatiana and throws her baby in a dumpster, though the child is rescued. Meanwhile, Merle Callahan, the new Aryan Brotherhood leader, transfers into Anchor Bay Prison with mysterious intentions. Episode 2 to 3. Konstantin systematically eliminates Milo's old crew while poisoning the Crips' drug supply. Mike confronts him directly, establishing himself as the power in Kingstown, but Konstantin isn't impressed. Cars in the police department parking lot suddenly explode in a coordinated bombing attack, proving someone has serious resources and zero fear. Merle Callahan orchestrates the attack, though Mike covers for him to maintain his own secrets about his time in prison. Episode 4 to 6. Iris resurfaces, alive but traumatized. She reveals a romantic history with Konstantin from their time in New York and agrees to spy on him for Mike despite the massive risk. Through Iris, Mike learns the Russians are partnering with the Aryan Brotherhood. The violence escalates when Bunny's cousin Rhonda is murdered by Russian gunmen. Then comes the bus incident. A vehicle full of Russian women Konstantin brought to Kingstown plunges off a bridge, killing everyone inside. Episode 7 to 8. Mike tries to play all sides against each other. When Bunny's crew attacks the Aryan Brotherhood with military-grade grenades, Mike convinces Callahan the Russians are responsible. Konstantin, increasingly unstable and drug-addicted, murders an AB member who comes to his boat, sealing his fate. Mike sets up an ambush where Bunny's Crips and Konstantin's Russians will destroy each other on a bridge. Episode 9 to 10. Plot twist. Milo never died. He faked his death and orchestrated both the funeral bombing and the bus tragedy to destabilize Kingstown and make his comeback. Milo meets with Constantine and exposes Mike's double cross, then forces Iris to kill Constantine as a test of loyalty. This completely destroys what's left of Iris's psyche. When Ian's team arrives for the final confrontation, Mike kills Milo while Ian sends Iris away to safety. But Iris can't handle the trauma anymore. She overdoses and dies on a bus leaving town, her death only discovered later by the bus conductor. Kyle, meanwhile, shoots the corrupt officer Robert Sawyer during the bridge ambush to protect civilians, but this leads to his arrest. The season ends with power structures shattered and Mike's world falling apart once again. Season 4, New Wardens, Old Enemies. Episode 1-2. Kyle lands in Anchor Bay Prison, while Mike desperately tries to keep him safe. Inmates connected to Merle Callahan immediately attack Kyle over past conflicts with Mike. A new warden, Nina Hobbs, takes control of the prison and refuses to give Mike special treatment. She's tough, principled, and won't be manipulated. Enter Frank Moses, a respected gangster from Detroit who admits to killing the remaining Russians. He proposes a partnership with Bunny to control Kingstown's drug trade, demanding 20% and a meeting with Mike. Mike smells trouble but takes the meeting. Moses claims he can eliminate both the Aryans and a new threat: the Colombian cartel. Corruption runs deeper than Mike knew. Guard Carney, Mike's inside source, is murdered by Cortez, a cartel hitman, on orders from Warden Hobbs. She's being blackmailed by the cartel to ensure their shipments pass safely through the prison system. Her family is threatened if she doesn't comply. Episode 3-5. Violence explodes everywhere. Bunny gets ambushed in a coordinated hit that leaves him seriously wounded. Mike discovers Frank Moses betrayed Bunny using an insider named Lamar, who deliberately put Bunny in danger. The cartel destroys one of Bunny's major drug shipments in retaliation for Moses' aggression. Mike realizes he can't trust Moses and starts planning his removal. Kyle's situation gets worse when Hobbs moves him from protective custody into the general population, making him a target. Callahan manipulates Kyle, trying to recruit him into the Aryan Brotherhood by playing on his isolation and fear. Mike sends Tracy, Kyle's wife, to her sister's house in Ohio for safety after threats escalate. Episode 6-8. Mike makes a deal with Hobbs. He'll deliver Frank Moses to her and the cartel if she returns Kyle to protective custody and moves Callahan to the general population. Mike orchestrates an elaborate setup to get Moses arrested. When a cartel assassin tries to kill Moses at the police station, Ian kills the attacker, creating chaos. The season's most devastating moment comes in Episode 8. Merle Callahan escapes prison during a transfer and murders Tracy in her sister's home. He doesn't just kill Kyle's wife randomly. It's a calculated message to both McLusky brothers that Callahan can reach anyone, anywhere. Kyle is shattered. Episode 9-10. Mike accelerates his plans. He manipulates gang member Lamar into killing Moses' best friend Lawrence, knowing Moses will retaliate. When Moses tracks down and kills Lamar, Ian and Stevie are waiting to arrest him on Mike's tip. This gets Moses off the streets and Kyle released from prison. But nothing in Kingstown stays simple. The finale delivers another twist. As Mike, Kyle, Ian, and Stevie leave a diner celebrating Kyle's freedom, masked shooters in tactical gear open fire. Stevie gets hit in the shoulder. The attacker's identity remains ambiguous. They could be Callahan's men, Robert Sawyer's corrupt SWAT team seeking revenge, or maybe both. Kyle kills Callahan during a prison confrontation, finally getting revenge for Tracy's murder. But the Colombian cartel remains a massive threat. A dangerous Sicario escapes from Bunny's interrogation, and Nina Hobbs' betrayal puts her in the cartel's crosshairs. The fourth season ends with Kingstown more unstable than ever. Mike has managed to eliminate several threats, but created new ones. The cartel is coming for Hobbs. The shooting at the diner signals someone powerful wants revenge. And Kyle, now free but broken by Tracy's death, faces an uncertain future. Where does it all lead? Season 5 has been announced as the final chapter, promising to tie up the McLusky family's brutal journey through America's prison industrial complex. After 4 seasons of violence, corruption, and impossible choices, Mike McLusky has kept Kingstown from total collapse, but the cost has been astronomical. His brother dead, his mother murdered, countless lives destroyed. and the cycle of violence showing no signs of stopping. That's the complete story of the Mayor of Kingstown through 4 intense seasons. If you made it this far, you're a legend. Drop a comment below and let me know which season hit you hardest, or who you think is really behind that diner shooting. Seriously, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we're doing more complete series breakdowns just like this. You don't want to miss them. I'll catch you in the next video.